So we're here in Louisville still. And one thing about Louisville, like OKC, I believe, and Tacoma, it's kind of a theme where these comedy clubs, green room, they just have a huge array of treats. I mean, everything from Starburst to Skittles to Kit Kats to
chips.
It's just shit that this is a fat man's delight.
Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy, chewing the jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this. Before you was on your mama.
Harry Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism. Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
So Andy, it just down to Kit Kat. I don't know if I ever asked you, in terms of chocolates, candies, right?
Yeah.
I say chocolates because when I think candies, I think Starburst. Like, this is a candy. A Now-later is a candy. But as far as like, what's your go-to top 5 chocolate pieces of candy?
I like.
Is this in any particular order or no?
No. I like.
Or give it to me in your favorite to least.
I don't know if I can because it just depends on the mood. Reese's. It's all going to be chocolate and peanut butter. I'm going to tell you. It's Reese's.
Peanut butter cups.
Reese's peanut butter cups. It's Snickers. It's Baby Ruth. It's what's the other one? It is M&M's.
Uh-huh.
And
Peanut M&M's.
Peanut M&M's. Yeah.
That's your favorite.
That's not my favorite. It does have that nice candy coating that keeps your hands from getting all chocolatey. And I think
This is an honorary mention.
No, this is it's just I don't have it very much because it is so sweet.
But you gave you 5 though.
No, I only gave 4.
Oh,
Butterfingers.
Okay.
But that's kind of almost candy. So is M&M's. They're at the edge of candy.
Right. Let me give you mine. Kit Kat, Twix, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. I love white chocolate Snickers. And that's what someone was going to ask you. And Butterfinger. Those are my top 5. When you named yours, chocolate or white chocolate, does the white chocolate do anything for you?
I love white chocolate, but it doesn't do anything for me in a candy bar.
Have you ever had the white chocolate Reese's Cups?
Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
But if I'm sitting there, it's a tough one for me. I think refrigerated, when it's a little cold, the white chocolate ones, I think, pop a little bit better then. But
you ever had a white chocolate Snickers?
I never even seen a white chocolate Snickers.
Really?
You know what you used to do?
It's like seeing an albino.
You used to do a joke about strawberry Kit Kats. I never had one of those.
Big Boy from Big Boy Radio introduced me to that, and you got them from Japan. They had Japanese writing on the wrapper.
Yeah, that sounds interesting to me.
Oh, let me tell you something. Any one of those chocolates I name, like Andy said, and I do this, I put them in the fridge. Man, with an ice cold glass of milk.
You and that milk, man. You're like
Jesus, dude.
No.
Oh. Mark, what's your top 5 favorite chocolates?
Yeah, so.
And I noticed that when I was saying some of those, I got some ooze from you.
Yeah, I don't know about the Kit Kat. I just think there's better ones.
Like what?
I'll go with I do like the peanut M&Ms. I think
I can't stand peanut M&Ms.
I don't understand that because you like.
Well, here's what it is. I don't like nuts and chocolate, but what's weird is I like Snickers.
Well, and
Baby Ruth is just nuts and chocolate, isn't it?
Nuts, chocolate, yeah. And a little bit of nougat. It's almost like a payday, but with no chocolate on it.
What's the one with coconut?
That's Mounds.
Almond Joy.
Almond Joy. Mounds have nuts. Oh, Mounds have almonds.
Thing? Oh,
yeah.
Almond Joy. All right. Mounds. Ugh, yeah, I don't like those.
Almond
like
Joy. No, Almond Joy has nuts. Mounds don't. That's the commercial. Almond Joy's got nuts. Mounds don't. That's the commercial.
Yeah, I don't like almonds with chocolate. But I'll eat almonds by themselves, and I can't stand coconut. But you were saying what?
Not even fresh coconut?
I can't stand coconut.
Fresh coconut are like that shredded in candy
coconut
bars.
cake, I won't touch
That's
it.
not, I'm talking about Coconut from the coconut.
I've never had that.
That is good.
Let's say Payday is my number one.
I like Paydays. That was the one that would have been my honorable mention. It was right on the edge. It just doesn't have chocolate.
Butterfinger, Mr. Good Bars. I'm a fan of those. And Heath's.
I'm not a fan of none of that. Except Butterfinger.
Heath has a Butterfinger texture.
It's like toffee.
Yeah.
It's toffee, right?
Yeah.
No, f- with that. You know what's a candy bar that's hard to find that they don't make? It was popular in the 80s, but I loved to death.
Whatchamacallit? I got it on you. I figured that was
Dude.
Yeah, they still have them, but they're not as good.
They're not as, it's hard to find.
They're just not as good. They used to be bigger, and there was something about it that was good. They just don't taste the same. I love those, man. I used to really. That was my go. I've always wanted a Reese's or a whatchamacallit.
You know what else I was big on as a kid? I don't know if you was big on it. Hostess apple, the Hostess pies.
Yeah, but I liked sweet stuff when I was a kid. I liked the cherry.
All mine was the apple.
Oh, I love the
with
cherry.
some Häagen-Dazs ice cream.
You were bougie as a kid.
Häagen-Dazs.
Come on, man.
Hostess.
Come on, man. That's the Bentley of ice creams, man. Let me tell you something. So I love cherry. Vanilla apple was my definitely go-to first. I loved lemon. That big glob of lemon was good. And then they had like
chocolate. You didn't like
that chocolate freaked me out, dude. Just big chocolate pudding in that motherfucker.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
And then they had what was the berry one? Was it not blueberry?
Fruit. It was fruit. It just said fruit.
Right.
It didn't give you any specifics.
Right.
Chemical made fruit.
Right. Boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy.
I liked all that. What about cupcake? What about the ding dongs?
I didn't do ding dongs.
Ding dongs. Oh, dude.
I didn't do ding
You were
dongs.
missing out. Ding dongs you put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
And then you pull them out and you unwrap them from the little Oh man.
You know what I was big on? The Hostess cupcakes.
Hostess cupcakes.
With the little white swirl.
Yeah,
on
because of the
top.
chocolate on the top. Those
Yeah.
are great. But ding dongs out of the free. I'm telling you, there was something about it. There was something about a ding dong.
And listen, when they did the yellow,
That's so fucked up.
when they did the yellow cupcake, I lost my.
That was pretty good.
You dipped that milk. Oh,
I drank milk back then, so that made sense.
That a boy.
But you don't drink milk anymore. I don't know why. You're a 50-year-old man asking for milk.
Dude, there's something about it complements the palate when you finish that pastry and you got that sugar residue in your mouth. That milk washes that down.
Knock
so
that out with
beautifully.
coffee. Put a little milk in your coffee and wash it down.
Ugh.
Be a man.
Hey, man, don't beat up the little kid in me, nigga. Punching my little toddler in the face, nigga. And you know, I'm gonna tell you, I don't do it as much simply because I just don't do sweets as much, and I know you got a sweet tooth. But back in the day, a nice slice of lemon meringue pie.
I'm not mad at lemon meringue.
I'm a lemon fan. I like the lemon.
I'm a key lime guy though.
I like key lime too.
Key lime.
I just didn't know where you could get key lime other than Florida.
Oh, you can get it anywhere. But key lime pie, what was it that used to have? It was pretty good. California Pizza Kitchen used to have pretty good key lime pie.
Really?
Yeah. There's certain places that you know it's going to be good. It's not the best key lime pie, but it was just like it hit the spot. It was the right flavor. But I'm not going to go. This is what I can't imagine. I am with you, but I can't imagine going out to a nice restaurant, ordering up like tiramisu. I love tiramisu. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's chocolate. Mm-hmm. And then going, you guys got milk?
Dude, it's like cookies and milk. They go together.
It don't work for me. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
Oh.
And I know what you're saying. I get it. I mean,
Yeah.
like I get it. But it's like how you feel about certain comics. I get why it's funny.
Like, dude, you like carrot cake, don't you?
Yeah.
How dare you have a vegetable for a dessert?
Carrot cake doesn't taste like a bit. Carrot.
It tastes like carrots.
And it's the texture. It's so good. That cream cheese frosting, especially if it's like real homemade cream cheese frosting on top of carrots. Oh man, that's good. What you got a dessert besides? I know you said lemon, but do you have a dessert?
For like a pie?
A pie or a cake or any? What is it?
I'm an ice cream whore. I love ice cream.
What's your favorite brand?
Well, brand? I don't know about brand, but flavor-wise, my favorite flavor is Blue Moon. People don't know it, whatever. but I like Rocky Road, and I'm not even a chocolate guy, but I love Rocky Road.
I don't like ice cream that's busy. With a bunch of
It's the business.
All right, what about a pistachio ice cream?
That's disgusting to me.
Pistachio ice cream? I like pistachio.
I like pistachios, but not as an ice cream.
I don't like Rocky Road because I don't like the cold marshmallows in it. That does not make any sense. That texture just it freaks me out. That texture should not be.
Are the marshmallows hard?
They get a little hard, but then they turn.
soft.
But they're hard when they're cold, and then they warm up in your mouth, and the texture changes, and it's a completely different texture than the ice cream in it. But it's soft like the ice cream, so it feels really weird. It doesn't feel right to me. Don't like the Rocky Road. I understand why the flavors are good. But I just don't like the marshmallows.
Dude, have you ever had a vanilla malt from Häagen-Dazs?
I'm not. I always just get shakes. I never really get malts.
Dude, when you're either like really thirsty or craving a nice cool treat, when you sip that and that cold shoots in the back of your throat, it's
See, I think Häagen-Dazs is too
Like
sweet.
we're doing a commercial right here.
I think Häagen-Dazs is too sweet.
dude. Every now and then, when my throat would itch and I'd go, that smooths that right out.
Your Häagen-Dazs.
Oh, a good milkshake, it scratches that right out.
I like Breyers, the one where you see the vanilla bean. Breyers vanilla bean. I like Tillamook.
Tillamook, like the cheese.
Yeah, they make an ice. It's the creamiest. It's the creamiest vanilla ice cream, and I like vanilla.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, because I can do anything with that ice cream.
Right.
You start putting flavors in, you can't do as much with it. But I agree. But there are flavors that I like. I like the mousse. The ones
Moose
that
Tracks. Oh,
Moose Track
that's
is
great.
That's
never
one
even
that's
heard
too.
of that.
That one's too. That one you wouldn't like. It's busy, but it has like little teeny Reese's peanut butter cups in it
Yeah, get the out of here with that.
and some other. It's good.
But I got to tell you, from Häagen-Dazs, my favorite is vanilla, Oreo cookies and cream, vanilla with the cookies in it, Oreo cookie pieces. Man, that cherry, where there's bits of cherry in it.
Yeah.
Oh, vanilla cherry.
Have you ever had Ben and Jerry's Cherry
I
Garcia?
can't do Ben and Jerry's, dude.
Häagen-Dazs Cherry Garcia. That cherry, that is one of the best ice cream.
Really?
Yes, man.
I might have to try it.
You know when you go to like 7-Eleven or whatever, and I don't know what the brand is. It's probably like one of the big ones, and you see like the Oreo, the peanut butter cup, like just the big logo on the carton. You know what I'm talking about?
It's 7-Eleven ice cream?
Yeah, well, not 7-Eleven, but whatever brand.
I think it's
that's-
Breyers,
like
isn't it?
It might be Breyers, but their Twix is. You just mentioned you like Twix. It's amazing.
See, I can see it. Yeah, but see, that's
It's better than the other ones.
But
You're mixing two very powerful textures.
Did you ever go over to what's the fancy ice cream store where they put the mixings in and they chop it all up and put it in it for you?
like a Cold Stone Creamery?
Yeah. Do you ever go to Cold Stone and get? Yeah, my son, True, always wants everything with. What's the? This is I can't believe I can't remember the name of this.
Baskin Robbins?
No. It's something that he likes. But what's the thing that they whip and it's
Women.
No. No, it's stringy and they whip it and it's sweet cotton candy.
Black women.
Okay, he wants. He puts cotton candy. He wants cotton candy flavored all of his stuff, and that's what I couldn't stand. We'd go get those. So you're not a Blizzard guy. You don't get Blizzards from.
Dude, I don't really with no ice cream other than Häagen-Dazs.
Really,
Out the carton.
You won't go to Dairy Queen?
Nah. What am I going to go there for? To meet Mark?
No,
We could split a peanut butter parfait.
you never.
I don't even know what the that is.
It is really good. I like it, but a dilly bar is fun. I like the dip, the vanilla and then dipped in chocolate. Man, I'm telling you, man, you're missing
Dude,
out.
I've never had a banana split. And you know why? Because I refuse to eat a banana with ice cream.
Why?
It's a banana.
It tastes great with the ice cream.
Man, that dip.
There's nothing wrong with the banana split, but the Buster bar and the Dilly bar, those are all. I like all this. Those are all from when I was a kid. I can't believe you've never really been. You never had. No wonder you have to have milk with your stuff. You're trying to relax yourself back into your childhood because you missed out on some great shit.
Ignorance is bliss, man. So this abomination
Yeah, we're gonna get
there was Ballerina. And listen, I've said a million times, I am a chauvinist to a degree.
A black belt, that degree.
Right. Okay, before we get into that part, so this is what's a little ridiculous to me about these Wick movies. The first big fight scene with, what's her real name? This chick.
Anna
Damaris?
DeArms.
Anna DeArms?
Anna DeArms, yeah.
Okay, so the first big fight scene with this chick takes place in a club that's kind of a themed ice. Everything is cold. The bar is made of ice. You sit on stuff made of ice blocks. When you talk, you could see your breath come out like you could in the winter. Who the f is going to this? It's freezing in that.
You're talking about with the Asian people she was guarding?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're like, who, realistically, who? And you know how women are. They're always cold. And these in here, it's...
She was wearing her fur at the beginning.
No, but the patrons... There's women in there in skirts and heels, and you know women always complain about being cold.
They'll be complaining about being cold, but you've gone out in cities, and it'll be cold outside, and women are wearing no clothes. They will suffer for fashion.
Stupidity for fashion.
They will suffer
I mean, there's ice
for
hotels.
Are there really?
Ice hotels?
Yeah.
But the bed is made of what? Not ice.
It might be like a sleeping bag on snow.
There's something wrong with you to do that stupid shit. So this is the first fight scene. And, you know, she's in there with Anna with the heels on and a skirt with the split up to the upper thigh. And again, it's a hard sell for me to just watch women that weigh $110 wet up. I can't do it.
Okay, we have to get to before this scene, because the scene that ruins the whole movie for me, and I think it was Mark's favorite scene, and you said you wrote a note about it.
For the record, Mark thought this. Me and Andy, before the movie is over, Andy goes, "How much of this is left?" I'm looking at my watch. This goes, "It was fantastic."
It was a great movie. I don't know what the you think. Like, I think it was better than all the John Wick
what
films.
point were you going to make just now?
There's a scene where she's training. There's a whole like origin story of how she gets to this place where she's training in the ballerina gulag that she's learning how to be this killer. So they're ballerinas at one point, and they're killers at the other point. It's a training class. It's a program that you get to learn how to dance and kill.
An assassin, right?
Yeah, and it makes sense because I mean, to be a ballerina, you got to be you got to build up muscles. You got to be tough. There's movement. So I get it. It works. But so does jiu-jitsu. I didn't even say that right, but that's fine. But there's a point where she keeps losing to this guy, a big guy, and she keeps losing. And the one comes over,
she should,
and comes over and says, "You're fighting. You got to." I don't even remember exactly how she said it. Basically,
she basically tells her, it's not about the guy being stronger than you.
Yeah, that's right.
It's about changing the terms of the fight.
Yeah,
fight on your terms. Fight like a girl.
But that's how she said, "Fight like a girl." And then there's this moment where my felt weird, you know. And I was like, is it because I'm a guy and I just started fight like a girl? What that means, lose.
No, what it meant was kick him in the nuts.
Yeah.
Because that's what she does.
Yeah.
It is.
And I just felt like when Mark and I were talking about this, when she said "fight like a girl," Mark went, "Yay!" Like that's why he thought it was so good, and I was like, "This is real. This isn't. If it's combat, you don't fight like a girl."
Well, here's why I disagree with you, because again, I hate seeing women beat up men like they're, you know, like the woman that's kicking their ass as a linebacker, you know, whatever, 250 pounds or whatever the f that is, 6 feet tall. And I'm going, yeah, now you got me a little bit. Fight like a girl, because you a girl.
I think Charlize Theron in the Blonde, I think it was called Blonde.
Yeah.
I liked her.
Atomic Blonde.
I think her fight scenes were way better.
Boo!
Way better. And she gets beat up and she's hurt and she's like bruised. She's not. There's scenes in this thing where she gets her ass just handed to her and she goes, ugh. And then she gets up. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I got more about the fight. Well, listen. So, and I noticed in these John Wick movies, I can't remember which one it was, but it was the one where John Wick fought the one guy in the club who looked like the villain, one of the villains from Austin Powers. He was just a big fat, strong. But in this one too, so there's some gunshots, he's getting beat up, thrown around, and everybody around is just dancing. Nobody sees this.
Well, that's when I looked at you and go, the security here is very lax.
Right. Hammers are being thrown, blood is being spouted, and everybody's just. What world is this? Where it happens?
The new world where you don't pay attention to anything else going on and you don't get involved in other people's problems.
Wow.
That's a new world.
Hold on, man.
I didn't understand how she was like white, but her dad was Hispanic.
She came from mixed.
She's actually Hispanic. No, she's or what is she for real? She's something.
She's Latin.
Yeah, she's Latin, right? Yeah.
Oh, why didn't they call it John Spick?
Ba-dum-boom.
See, he was.
How do you say "ya" in Spanish?
Yeah.
It's got to be something funny. You probably do, but yellow. I don't know, but that's funny though. Yeah, back to kind of what Andy just alluded to. And again, we know suspension of disbelief, but there comes a point. I said to Andy, there's a point where this is just stupid. The chick in the snowy village, she stabs a motherfucker 4 times. Sa, all in the midsection. His rhythm to fighting her doesn't change at all. He ain't hurt.
Well, he's kind of fat though.
No, he's just this was the skinny dude.
The skinny dude. Oh, shoot.
I think I noticed that too. Yeah.
But then after it gets better. So she stabs this 4 times. He's fighting her with the same energy as though he wasn't stabbed. And then she does this move where she jumps on his back and with a cast iron skillet dings this in the head 5 times. Bing, 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 bing. The energy don't change.
See,
word.
Those are small details you're really honing in.
Word.
Well, I think though that what's missing from the scene is they have to have like a Karate Kid moment where they're talking to her and they go, "You will feel pain, but you cannot feel pain. Like you'll know that you're in pain, but you cannot feel the pain." Something like that.
I'm talking about the motherfucker she's administering pain to.
But though all these people with these clans or what were they called? What did she?
Their clans, yeah.
They all have the same strategy where they are going to battle to the death because they don't feel pain they don't allow themselves to feel the pain. They have to keep moving forward. That's John Wick's thing.
So you don't feel 4 stabs to the stomach?
No, you got to let that go.
Even though you bleeding profusely.
Yeah, because you got to fight till the death, man.
This is stupid.
But that's the Wick. That's the whole genre of John Wick. John Wick. Ooh, I made him French.
Jean Wick.
That's it. You fight to the death. You keep fighting no matter what.
I mean, you saw 5 John Wick movies, and now you're calling out he was stabbed.
I know
3 times. He should be limping.
Well, and they never let her. But see, this is why I did like Atomic Blonde. She got f***ed up. You saw the bruises. You saw the shit on her face. She's not getting f***ed up. Her face looks this.
Yeah, especially even after the flamethrower. No hair loss.
Nothing.
Right.
That's what I was like. Where did he take off some eyebrows or something?
Right. That was another moment. The big flamethrower fight. Which, listen,
It looked great.
We've never seen that. So you got to give it that it looked like great because it's something we never saw. But even with that, it's like, okay, we get it. There's going to be these stylized shots. The aerial shot where they both kind of shot at the same time, and then they did the big ceiling shot where you saw the flames go in a circle. But then at one point, I mean, they literally set to fire their entire surroundings. So much so that the dude she's fighting with his flamethrower, this nigga's whole foot is on fire. So this turns into some Mortal Kombat, I'm gonna kill you with the flame foot. So now he's throwing kicks, his foot's on fire, but the fire's ascending to his upper thigh meat. You not hot?
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
You don't,
Fight to the death. Can't feel the pain. Listen, does every bad guy have to look like Dolph Lundgren? Did I say, is that his name?
Dolph Lundgren, yeah.
Yeah, is that the image that they, because the main killer for this group, he has that Dolph look.
Listen, man, for Hollywood to try to, want everything to be so original, they bite a lot of
Always, man, come up with something.
Right.
I'd rather have that fat dude who had the hat in the 007 movies.
The Asian dude.
Yeah, they could throw the hat and the hat would just cut your head off.
Clean off.
Give me something new.
And I remember originally when I said, dude, I'm John Wick out. When we first saw this preview, I forget what movie we saw, because I thought, okay, this is John Wick, this is Keanu. And then I remember we talked about it where it's like they show him at the end, and I'm going, so are they bringing him in to kill her? Which that can't be the case because she's the star. So he's teaming up with her, which he ultimately does.
Kind of.
And
spoilers.
It's almost like
everybody who listens to us knows that that's it.
Yeah.
If we've seen it, you've seen it.
It's that thing where you go, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And the moment we started watching this, and it became, and they actually show Keanu to set up towards what happens in the end, where she meets him at the hotel or whatever the place is, and so that's a setup to let you know. But the moment it became apparent he really wasn't going to be in this, I went, I need the man of the house to be home to enjoy this. I can't do this, man.
Okay,
I can't do this.
No.
But let me ask you this question. We saw the movie. I'm going to ask Mark the question, too. I don't think I asked Mark. I think I asked you. Could they have done this whole movie with no Keanu, other than the one scene where she meets him at the Ballerina studio? That one scene. That was like, because that scene gives the clue to like leave or don't leave. You're committing or you're not committing.
Right.
But could that whole movie be done without Keanu?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, but wait. So this is what I'm saying. Was the movie made without him? And then they looked at it and go, nah, we don't have a movie.
No,
we
Keanu was like,
No.
I want to be in it, but only give me 10 lines of dialogue, and none of them are complete sentences.
I don't believe the studio.
Leave.
I don't believe
Go
the studio
home.
for 1 second would have allowed this to be made without him, because up until this one, he is the franchise.
Yeah, but
he is the star.
But he was supposed to be done after the last one.
Well, Hollywood's about a lot of supposed to be.
So that's what I'm saying, though. Do you think that they looked at this movie and said, "Nah, pay him $10 million just to show up for"? That's a day of shooting. That was a day.
Well, I mean, fight sequences probably take a while.
But no, but that's still a whole.
But he wasn't in that many fights. Think about the fight that they had with her. It was one fight with her.
Well, I mean, it's not just show up and spout some lines. He has to learn the choreography. And
Well, no, they do that like before the shooting.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a bigger time commitment.
I don't know, man. They could have got someone else and just put his head on
This,
it.
this movie was better than all the other John Wicks because the person who
You're
started
out of
in
your
it, how the ass.
mind.
No
Well,
way.
I was going to
No.
say this, but listen, Keanu. There's a line where she basically says to him, "He killed my father," and he goes, "Yeah, I know." But that's you know who this is, and that's him.
He embodies that character, whether you like his acting or not. That character's
The same reason you like Stallone, who embodies yeah. You like no, it is you can't.
Anybody could play
hi.
no,
Well,
that-
no. Rocky,
No,
Wick,
John Wick.
no, because
no.
he wasn't. His acting didn't get in the way of a character that has no dimension. There's no dimension to that character. There isn't a
the acting sucks.
No, you have to be out of the way of it because it's about action.
Listen, I am proudly saying this, like I've said on this podcast. I think there are times when I say things that should be, I should get money because they're genius. When I sit there and go, Keanu Reeves is not a great actor, but he makes great movies. He makes great movies.
He doesn't get in the way.
Right. It is what it is. And that's what I'm saying. The way you accept Stallone is, you accept Keanu as, yeah, I know, yeah. You accept it.
I'm saying anybody could do it.
Why do you think
And
that?
also, just the plot line of John Wick being like, all right, so he was told to kill this, and he like, maybe he's going to, but he doesn't. I'm just like, John Wick is a terrible employee. Not only do we have 5 movies that prove it.
No.
But dude, it's like being a wedding photographer.
No.
Ditching the wedding and just taking headshots for the fucking
The
DJ
whole
all
thing
night.
is about the rules. He always follows the rules. He followed the rules. When he doesn't follow the rules is when he kills someone at the Continental, and he has to pay the price for it. And he followed the rules with her. The rule was she had to be killed by midnight. He killed her before.
Wait. Back to what you said. Put it like this, and this is a perfect example. When they did all the Bourne movies, Matt Damon was the dude. Then he did the one Bourne movie. Well, there was the one Bourne movie that Jeremy Renner replaced him.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible. So when you go, anybody could do John Wick. No, there's certain people that the audience is married to because they put a special spin on it that you fell in love with.
You fall in love with the fight sequences.
Yeah.
So if that was the case, why didn't the Jeremy Renner Bourne movie do well?
I think there was better acting by Damon probably and shit. And by that time, the Bourne movies have like a story arc and shit. So maybe like a part of that happened. Maybe it is a mix of fatigue from like just wanting to or like not liking it because it's not Damon. But this is just straight up. There's no plot line to any of this. His dog was killed in the first one. It's funny. I like it. It works. But there's no.
They even
plot.
said in this one.
This was an actual like. The girl could act. I liked her, and I want to fuck her.
Well, that's what it is.
And that's just where this ties into yesterday's pod and why we're talking about it today. Because the star of Mission Impossible is actually throwing it into the star of Ballerina.
I didn't even notice.
Well, they didn't invite you to be there to watch it.
Let me ask you, did you really watch this movie and you got caught up in her acting?
No, I thought it added a better element to it.
There was no better element.
And I thought the fight sequences were amazing. So
No,
They were ridiculous.
I didn't think
They were ridiculous.
Oh,
Ridiculous.
You know who I would like to see do a John Wick film, though?
Who?
Quentin Tarantino.
I mean, that would just change the genre up, really.
But those scenes, like when the grenade scenes where they're hiding behind the door or they're doing where she ducks behind the table, Quentin Tarantino would do something different with those scenes that would make him more spectacular. To me, I just think they would be amazing.
John, what are you going to do about the clans that are causing disruption? This is a Quentin Tarantino, John Wick. I'm going to kill them.
He writes those scenes for himself. He doesn't give them out to John Wick. Quentin Tarantino would have to make an appearance.
Did you ever see the interview that Spike Lee did where he goes, me and Denzel basically pulled Quentin aside and was like, yo, man, what are you doing? Like, that's why we don't with him. Because all the implements and all his writing. Quentin, Spike, and Denzel wasn't happy about that.
But what movies?
What do you mean, what movies?
Every movie.
Almost every movie.
Every movie has the N-word in it?
Oh, he loves to go to town with that N-word.
You know what, though?
So let him. He's genius.
The worst, the most egregious was
Django.
And it was the best done, and the people making the movie were like, this needs to be in the movie. I mean, the other actors in the movie
Right.
was like calling, what's his face over? What's
Sam Jackson?
No, what's the white dude, though?
Leonardo?
They had to have a conversation. Jamie and Sam Jackson had to have a conversation with Leonardo.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like I'm talking about Ninja Turtles when I said it the way I did right now.
Leonardo?
Yeah. But they had to have a conversation with him because this is what makes the movie. This is what drives the movie, makes the movie
Right.
work. Listen, I just think I'm telling you, I could handle. This is me personally, and I think that the way that he writes his movies are fine. I didn't have a problem with it. The only one that I really had a problem was in Pulp Fiction when Jules comes over to the house and Quentin.
Liquor storage.
Yeah, that whole thing, and it felt contrived, and it felt
right.
like if he's a director, he's an actor, and he's the writer, right? He didn't sell that. Like, I didn't feel that guy said that. Like, do you know that there's a difference between, and people are going to say, no, there's no difference. But white dudes that grow up around black dudes and use that word, there's a rhythm to a person who says that word in a way, not saying that it's right, not saying it's wrong. I'm not putting judgment on it. I'm just saying Quentin needed to hit it with that kind of note, and he didn't.
Can you give me an example?
Most white guys that grow up with black dudes, for real,
Don't say it.
respect them enough to not say that.
No, and I agree with that.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, there's a rhythm where in the rhythm there's a comfortability in it.
Well,
And Quentin didn't have that when
even
he
in
did it.
Pulp Fiction, to your example, when Ving Rhames goes, "I'm gonna send some hard hitting pipe," based on that character, that felt right.
Right. Yeah.
But you're right. To that moment, have a place in storage. That just feels like I'm Quentin. I'm cool.
I'm gonna
I
write
can
that in.
say that.
I'm writing it in for me.
Right.
I think if he would have, I'm telling you, I think most of this the controversy there goes away if that scene never existed.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you could be right. That's all I got for Ballerina.
I think that's enough. Listen, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's just
I would not go see that again.
I wouldn't pay to go see it at the
I'd see it in
movies.
3D.
I wouldn't see
You want
it.
to see? Listen, if you want to save some money, and to your point, and you think she's a good actor, see her when she plays Marilyn Monroe. She's amazing as Marilyn Monroe.
What about that one scene where the one girl dies, that death face, and they just lingered on her face for? I was like, I felt like that was a great death face.
It's great. That's what I want to see in a woman. I want to see her best death face.
Well, I was gonna say that's the best death face I've seen since the last person I had sex with.
Yeah, I want to see that face. Like if you just stick it in a little too deep and they choke and they just make that face at you like their death face.
Right.
No.
Oh goodness.
She was really good. Did you ever see the Marilyn though? When she played Marilyn?
I must have missed that one.
Or seriously, it was great. It was a good movie. You didn't see it? I don't know what it's called. I'll look it up for you though because
You watch it with Tara?
No.
Throw on a little Marilyn?
No, I watched it when I was by
Buy
myself.
her a white dress. Hey, put those on afterwards.
I love my girl, but she is not pulling off a Marilyn Monroe. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody's Marilyn. I got a girl that I love that's hot, but not Marilyn. Let's see. I want to find
I
that
really
for
thought we were gonna walk out of the theater and you guys are all gonna like it and shit.
Dude, I was ready. I was ready to go. Let me tell you something. This is how much I didn't like it. I got up halfway through the movie and took a piss. I never do that. I will hold my urine until the movie's over because I don't want to miss nothing. I didn't give a if I missed anything.
You fall asleep during movies.
Dude, it's not that I'm falling asleep. The food hit me.
Dude, this is where your dad just came into your life. Don't change that channel. I'm resting my eyes. I'm just
You
resting
know what
my
it is?
eyes.
You know what it is? Now they have these seats that recline.
That is part of the
I
problem.
came up in an era where you didn't have that, so it forced you to sit upright. Now when you scarf down a hot dog and popcorn and nachos and a drink, and you lean back, nature takes its course.
The movie I'm talking about with her is called Blonde, and it was in 2022. She is, dude, I'm telling you.
So she's dating Tom Cruise in real life?
In real life, she's throwing Tom
IRL?
Cruise. You know, and this is the about Hollywood too. And I got to say this before we get off this. Like Tom Cruise, and you talk about Tom Cruise and his whole life. You know, this is the whole thing where I see some holes in the idea of Hollywood. He dates actresses. They all happen to be hot. This isn't a reality. This isn't a reality. You just don't walk. The only people you date are the hot A-list, new A-list women in Hollywood. Nicole Kidman.
I never thought it was really hot.
Yeah, but she was hot. I'm talking Hollywood hot.
White guy hot.
And then Katie Holmes, also white guy hot.
Well, definitely.
And now her.
I'm sure there's been more.
Well, she's a little
Yeah.
bit more than white guy hot because she's got them pouty lips.
Yeah,
and
because
got some ethnicity to her.
she does.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, and then he was married to another actress. He was married to another actress before. I mean, it's just a little, it's
Like
a little corny.
yeah.
It's like there's no one else that's hot that you're gonna be.
Like Scarlett Johansson is every man hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, Katie Holmes,
She
Nicole
got
Kidman. that's-
herpes.
You know what I think is the hottest thing though about who'd you just say?
Scarlett Johansson.
Because she dates a comic. She's with a comic. That's like the coolest thing in the whole world for a comedian. I mean,
Yeah.
to know that there's love for us.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is Tom Cruise, I'm looking at his dating history. He might have had a little thing with Cher in 1985.
No, apparently he did. That was for real.
But she wasn't the Cher that she is now. I mean, she was still young.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she was young.
You know, I like.
He liked older women at the time.
Cruz.
Penelope Cruz, another
That's
another
like-
actress that's like, there's no like, I guess at his level you just don't. It has to be at a certain.
Sofia Vergara in 2005 for 3 months.
Yeah, you see, the Spanish bitch got the shortest end of the stick.
Dude, you know what I love about that though? That's the right amount of time to date a Hollywood actress. If you're
3 months?
3 months. 3 months.
Why not? Why not? Why?
Because if you go longer, you fall in love, and then that's where you're at. 3 months, and then
Dude, I didn't know until I saw on the internet. Julia Roberts has armpit hair.
all women have armpit hair.
No, but I know, but she don't shave it.
For real though?
For real.
Well, maybe that's her thing now.
I forget what
She
what was
used
it?
to shave it.
No, she never shaved it, and she was proud of it. She was like, "Women have hair."
Yeah. So what? Guys have hair too, and we take care of some stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
are you
but-
saying
yeah.
like recently? Because
Yeah.
all right.
No, but women shave their armpit hair because it's not attractive on them. Hair on a man's arms, under his arms, that's with men.
Yeah, but I still even trim that down. I don't want it just coming all the way out of my shirts.
You would be bothered at all if your girl had armpit hair?
No, I don't want armpit hair.
That's what I'm saying.
There was this one girl got her naked one night, and we're fooling around, and I licked her nipple, and she had hair around her nipple.
How the f does that
The
happen?
little hairs, but
It
there
was connected to the armpit?
no, on her nipple,
Oh,
on her nipple.
oh, okay.
There was little hairs on her nipple, and it was just it made me. I kind of sat back a little bit, and I was like, this. It wasn't like cute furry hair.
It
Like
was just like one piece of hair?
there was a couple of them. There was like maybe 3 or 4 of them. I was
shoulda
like,
yanked that motherfucker like,
yeah, you got to get rid of that. Throw the.
Bite that.
But it just like I don't like a lot of. I don't like hairy women.
Yeah.
But some women have a lot of back hair though too.
I ain't never seen a bitch with back hair.
Little teeny fuzzy little black. It's when they have dark hair and you can see all
Only
that.
place I want hair on a woman outside of her head is that monkey.
You like it full bush?
I love a monstrous. I can smell 2 weeks activities in that motherfucker.
Dude, I'm from the 80s and they still had hair in the 80s.
You goddamn right they did.
Clean as can be now.
That.
Yeah, clean as can be. Clean that up.
I want to smell last Tuesday on you.
I want it clean.
What's his name?
See what I'm saying, dude? Oh, I see what you're saying. Like the dude that was in her.
Yeah,
I thought
the
you-
other dude.
Oh, I thought you meant like
It was the
the
guy.
hair on a dude.
Oh no, that's hack.
I want-
that would have been easy.
Oh, okay.
I want a girl clean. I want to be able to make a charcuterie board off this.
What about eyebrows? Do you like thicker? I like a girl with the good bushy eyebrows.
No,
It depends on their head. It depends on their face. Seriously, it depends on their face. Some girls can pull off a bigger eyebrow. Julia Roberts used to have bigger eyebrows, and she looked fine with the bigger eyebrows.
But they fit her face.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on your
Right.
face. Some people,
A lot of Lebanese have
That's
thick
what I'm
eyebrows.
talking about. That Middle East.
but you know who it. She's aged though. Pamela Anderson, when she used to have those little thin wispy eyebrows, they don't look good.
She never did anything for me like that. Pamela Anderson?
Never.
Nah, son.
Never.
The titties, but not the face.
When she was young,
Nah, son.
that was so cute.
Yeah.
Too white.
I don't know if that was it, but it just never blew me away like that.
No, I remember asking the guy. This friend of mine. We got her Playboy, and it was one of her first Playboys, and I said, "Dude," and we both looked at it and we stared, and I said, "Okay," and then he goes, "Man, we both thought she was the hottest thing ever," and then I said, "Dude, if she wanted to f you, but you knew she had AIDS, you still?" And he goes, "Definitely."
Oh damn. What's that guy doing now?
Listen, a
doing well.
lot of them broads, like back in the day, Christy Brinkley was a big deal.
That's not my look.
But whether it was that or Pamela, it's like, yeah, beautiful face, but you turn them around and their ass is a flat screen TVs.
Pamela Anderson, when she wore the leather stuff, she looked like she had an ass.
No.
Not the ass you wanted, but
No,
there was an ass there.
no, there was
It wasn't flat.
Yeah, it was.
No one. Pamela Anderson, no.
Damn near flat.
Okay, but not flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of 80s people that don't have, the white girls in the 80s, nothing's going on.
Yeah. And thank God for surgery. I'm saying, got to have something back there.
All right.
All right.
Are we going to do emails?
You don't want to?
Yeah, no, let's do it. We got time.
All right.
You want to introduce the emails?
Like right now?
Yeah, we got to do an old. You going to do an old Steve?
Yeah.
Oh, far out.
Frank Williams, Oh Steve, Oh Poem for Oh Steve. What's up, guys? I'm trying to test out my poetic range, and it goes a little something like this. Read it with the roses and reds, violets, and blue cadence. I think I read this. I'm not sure.
I don't remember.
Aries is a genius, Andy is a Jew, and Mark is too. Emails you must read, brought to you truly by yours, Oh Steve.
No, I haven't heard that.
I think I did read that.
I don't think so.
Either way, Steve, play the music.
And this one is...
Put on my. Somebody said when I sent out that post of me this morning in bed, shirtless with the glasses and the hat.
Yeah.
Aries, your face is eating your glasses.
You got to get the right size frames,
I'm waiting
man.
on you. I'm waiting on you.
Got to go look at them.
You know what I want.
Yeah, but you got to go look at them.
The Sam Rothsteins.
There's a lot of different Sam Rothsteins.
You know what it is. Curtis Singleton, fantasy events. Yo, A&A, there is 2 big fantasy sporting events scheduled at the same time and day with all the participants in their respective primes. A basketball all-time greats one-on-one consists of Shaq versus Wilt, MJ versus Kobe, Bird versus Dirk, Magic versus Luka, AI versus Kyrie, and LeBron versus Barkley. And the main event, a 5-on-5 with a 6-man. The other event is a night of fights consisting of Mike Tyson versus David Tua, a personal fantasy fight of mine, he puts in parentheses. George Foreman versus Deontay Wilder. I can tell you right now, before I finish reading this, you got the wrong matchups for boxing to be enticing enough for me to pass up on the basketball. Floyd Mayweather versus Sugar Ray Leonard, Oscar De La Hoya versus Canelo, Ali versus Lennox Lewis, Roy Jones versus Rocky Marciano, catch weight only because Marciano weighed 188. You have front row seats and VIP treatment to both, but can only attend one. Which one do you go to? Take it easy, fellas. Keep bringing that uncut product cocaine. I can tell you for the basketball, it's MJ versus Kobe. I don't give a f- about none of them other matchups. Boxing, dude, you got to put, and you said all in their respective primes. Mike Tyson versus Ali. Now it's sweet. Oscar De La Hoya versus Canelo. Oscar's, I think, a better fighter than Canelo. You got to put Oscar De La Hoya versus Roberto Duran.
You don't like the Sugar Ray and...
Oh, I love that one. Sugar Ray and Mayweather. Even though I give it to Sugar Ray.
Yeah, but that would be a great fight.
Yeah. So based on that, man, I'm going with the MJ versus Kobe.
See, I wouldn't care about MJ versus Kobe. They played against each other.
But one-on-one, he's saying.
Yeah, but if you do MJ and Dr. J, that would make me prime MJ, prime Dr. J.
Give that to MJ, dude.
Yeah, but it would be they're 2 different styles at least.
Yeah,
and I would.
And you mean Afro Dr. J?
Yes,
right.
I think that would be interesting to see.
I'm gonna reel these off. Just tell me who wins. Shaq versus Wilt.
Damn. I think it's Shaq.
Yeah, I give it to Shaq, even though I got an interesting thing to tell you about that. MJ versus Kobe.
Kobe's playing MJ's game, so
MJ. Bird versus Dirk.
Bird.
Yeah. You don't think Dirk's height, though, a little bit?
No, I don't think so because Dirk played his game outside and he was getting his game. Dirk's game was getting that pass. His feet were set, and then he was taking those threes.
Right.
Bird wasn't set. Bird could make his own way to get a 3.
Right. Magic versus Luka.
Magic.
Yeah, the height difference.
Not only the height, just I think this Magic just moves smoother.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot more going on there. Luka, though, I'm not saying he wouldn't hold his own,
right?
Because he also has body. He could push Magic around a little bit. That would be a good matchup, though.
AI versus Kyrie.
I gotta give it to that's a really tough one.
Yeah.
Because we're talking handles for days on both of them.
Yeah. Who's breaking whose ankles?
Yeah. But I'm just for sheer
grit.
Yeah, you got to give it to
right.
It's not Kyrie because Kyrie doesn't need it.
Right. LeBron versus Barkley.
Oh,
I hate to do it, but
yeah,
LeBron.
You got to go to LeBron.
You got to go LeBron.
But that's a tough one too because Barkley's big enough to move LeBron around.
Yeah, but I don't know that he has as much finesse.
He doesn't have the speed, I don't
right.
think, to do it. It would also be another good matchup.
Let me throw this in there. LeBron versus Karl Malone.
I still think it's LeBron.
Yeah.
Do you know what would be interesting, and you're going to disagree with me, but I would love to, on a one-on-one, you know who I would like to see match up against LeBron? And everybody's gonna come at me when I say this and say that no, I'm completely wrong. Dennis Rodman.
It'd get mad physical.
It'd be. I don't think Rodman wins.
Right.
But I think it would be a hell of a fucking.
It'd get mad physical. Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting.
Because Rodman could shoot too. He just didn't have to. But he's not a great shooter.
And then with LeBron playing D on him, I don't think he'll score at all almost.
I just know Rodman is just. There's will in Rodman.
Yeah. It'd be worth it just to see Rodman do the on-court physical rape.
I do believe that LeBron would win it. I just think it would be just such an interesting matchup.
Right. I saw this clip during the All-Star game one year where Wilt Chamberlain shook Shaq's hand, and somebody pointed out, they were like, yo, as much as y'all be talking about Shaq is dominant this, dominant that, I think Wilt would have gave Shaq the business because when he shook Shaq's hand, like shake my hand, but like give me a little bit of a pull.
Yeah.
Like he shook Shaq's hand like a man and jerked Shaq. And I just went, oh, maybe Wilt is a little bit more.
Yeah, but prime Wilt isn't thick.
Right.
Shaq is
thick, girthy.
Yeah, like he's proportioned like a big man.
Right.
Where Wilt was thin. I mean, he got bigger as he got older, but he was.
So you saying that Shaq's physicality would have dominated him?
100-point Wilt was a thinner man.
What about Lakers Wilt?
Now he's not in his prime. Yeah, but I think it's a great matchup. But I think Shaq's body, even when Shaq, especially when he was already big when he was younger. Give him a couple.
When he got to the Lakers,
he was
at his full powers.
But he wasn't as. Wilt was in better shape though his whole career than Shaq was. But if you're just going to go prime,
right?
I think Shaq's big enough to move Wilt around a little bit.
Yeah. But you might be right.
And both of them are playing underneath the basket. They're not playing outside.
Right.
Wilt's not hitting 3-pointers.
Right.
Shaq's going to throw up a couple.
Yeah. But even Shaq, it wasn't like his game was just dunking. He had that little off the glass, I don't know if it was a hook shot, but, it
was something.
He hit it.
But what was Wilt's game?
Dude, and then they showed, somebody pointed out in another clip, and I was like, yo, Yao Ming gave Shaq the business.
Yao Ming, did you see how much bigger he is than Shaq?
Yeah.
If Yao Ming's feet could have held up.
Right.
He would have been a different player.
They showed several clips where Shaq tried to dunk and Yao blocked him. Yao scored on him easily.
Yao just didn't hold up. I mean, he was. It's unfortunate because I think he could have turned a team around because they would have had someone play up against someone like Shaq or anybody else that they put up against him, but just didn't have the feet, man.
Yeah, the big Asian feet don't hold up.
Well, dude, I just want to know, like, if you're Yao Ming, when you're walking around, are you like Godzilla size? Because
well, you have to be.
It's not a tall country, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, I think that's it.
That's it. We're gonna go do a show.
Yeah, we read one email.
It's still the Ballerina email episode.
Yeah,
let me give some dates out real quick here, because I got it. I think I have it up still. Yes, I do. All right, guys. You're listening to this. We're in Vegas. We're at Wise Guys, June 19th to the 21st. Come. We're going to be gambling some, so come out, hang out, buy a T-shirt. We'll tell you where we're going to be.
I live a life is full.
June 26th to the 28th, Olson Run Comedy Club
And everybody
in Eugene, Oregon.
of the night.
July 5th, Margarita
What's smaller?
Resort and Casino in Bossier City, Louisiana. July 12th, Fitzgerald Theater in, where is it? St. Paul, Minnesota. July 17th to the 20th, Helium Comedy Club in Portland, Oregon. July 24th to the 26th, Comedy at the Carlson, and that is in Rochester, New York. July 31st through August 3rd, Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. August 7th through the 9th, Mic Drop Comedy Club in San Diego, and August 15th to the 17th will be at Bricktown Comedy Club in OKC, and one more, August 22nd to the 24th, Tacoma Comedy Club in Tacoma, Washington. That's a show.
That's it, boys and girls. Here, eat it here.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit spearsburgpod.com.